everyone's asking the same thing right now. Is this the worst time to get into development or the best? Some of the headlines are dramatic. The opinions are loud. But today, we're cutting through the noise. Hi, I'm Josephine, founder of Sapphire Development Group. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that markets move in cycles, but opportunity never disappears. It just shifts. In this video, we're going to take a real look at what's actually happening in the real estate market, how to spot opportunities others are missing, and what smart investors are doing right now to stay ahead. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Is the real estate market crashing, or are we just seeing a correction after years of wild growth? Here's what's actually happening. Yes, housing prices have cooled in a lot of markets, but remember, we're coming off record highs after an unsustainable run-up. A slowdown doesn't equal a crash. It's often just a much-needed reset. Now, interest rates have definitely put a ton of pressure on affordability. That's what made it harder for some buyers to jump in. But has demand disappeared? Absolutely not. People still need housing, and in many places, they're just waiting for the right opportunity. At the same time, inventory is still historically low. Builders haven't been able to keep up with the overall demand for years, and that doesn't fix itself overnight. However, I think we have more an affordability crisis rather than an inventory problem. And yes, we're seeing more distressed sales, but not in a way that signals a 2008-style collapse. This isn't a subprime mortgage crisis. This is a market finding its footing after a few wild years. In my opinion, this is just a normal real estate cycle playing out. And if you're a savvy developer, you already know corrections create opportunity. And this is when smart investors position themselves while everyone else panics. Let's zoom out for a second. To make smart moves in real estate, you've got to understand this. The market is always moving through a cycle. Over and over again, we see the same pattern: recovery, expansion, hypersupply, then recession or correction. And what we're in right now, it looks a lot like a correction. This is the time when most people freeze. But smart developers, they start planning. They know permits take time, financing takes time, construction takes time. So what you start today sets you up for profits tomorrow. Once you understand the cycle, you stop guessing and you start strategizing. You buy when others are scared, because that's where the opportunity lives. So what are smart developers doing right now while everyone else is hesitating? They're hunting for deals, especially distressed properties, land from motivated sellers, or stalled out projects. You buy low and you ride up the next wave, the next cycle. The better you negotiate the terms through seller financing, discounted pricing, creative deal structures, the more upside you can find. Developers now are focusing on projects with built-in demand, affordable housing, built-to-rent models, and infill development. They're securing financing now before rates potentially go up again. They're getting creative with the financing now. Again, there's a risk that the rates could go up again. So you want to make sure that you're able to possibly even buy down your rate and lock it in. And also, most importantly, they're tightening up their underwriting. They're staying conservative, but still moving forward. The bottom line is this: developers always look for deals, and they also in between reinvent themselves to see where the opportunity is, to make sure that they're positioning themselves for the next market cycle. In this market cycle, developers are sharpening the pencils, tightening the deals, and planting seeds now for future profits. Which brings us to the big question: should you wait, or is it now the time to get in? Here's what I'd tell you after years in this business and also having seen a downturn now. There's no such thing as perfect timing. There's only well-structured, well-underwritten deals and the opportunity for you to constantly reinvent yourself and learn. If the numbers work today, you move. You don't need the market to be perfect. You just need the math to work and have enough buffers. Are you trying to time the bottom? Well, that's a gamble, and nobody gets it right consistently. By the time you know the market's heating back up, you might have missed the best opportunities. The real danger isn't jumping in too early, it's standing still, watching from the sidelines, and being unprepared when momentum returns. That's when the money is made, by the people who stayed active during the slowdown. And active can mean all sorts of different ways, but you still constantly gotta underwrite deals, you gotta pay attention. So no, you don't rush into bad deals, but you also don't freeze. You prepare, you analyze, you move when the numbers work. So let's wrap this up. I don't think the market is crashing, it's just correcting itself. Cycles are normal, and the opportunity lives in the downturns. You want to buy low and then sell high. And developers are positioning themselves now, not waiting for the perfect conditions. The key is disciplined underwriting, creative deal making, and long-term vision. You want to be ready when opportunity presents itself. And if you're ready to move on your dream of launching a real estate development company, I would love to help you make that happen. check out Developer Academy, our full coaching program and community designed to help you build your first project with clarity and confidence. If you want more no fluff breakdowns like this, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. And drop a comment. Do you think the market is crashing, correcting, or creating a new opportunity? I'm curious to hear from you. Let me know what you're seeing, and I'll see you in the next video.